Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the STD podcast, Some Talkative Dudes. Today's episode, Dr. Phil stops by and gives Charlie some advice.
I want you to start living as a gay woman. And I want you to start having a gay relationship.
We also talk about financial stability and how Dave Ramsey has saved Charlie's life from overspending. We also get some input from Dr. Phil.
You're going to smoke dope and have a good time.
Stick around, folks, because this episode is filled with oodles of advice from Dr. Phil and yours truly, Charlie, Gideon, and Fernando.
How about when this is over, we go do a little coke?
So I'd kind of thought about that already, so I don't know.
Oh, but how did you... You know what, just let me know when you're ready so I can hit.
Oh, okay, yeah, press start. Well,
Oh, God.
I don't know. What are you guys feeling?
What are we feeling?
So lack of direction in school. I'll just talk about how I spent 6 years in community college.
Why don't you talk about how you spent a year not doing anything but just drinking soda and playing video games?
I spent more than a year doing that.
Yeah, and why didn't you get a job? Why didn't you find a job? What was it that you just said, I'm just going to sit here and get fat?
It was yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all want to hear why you were being such a fatso, nerd, loser,
Yep.
drinking soda,
Do you want me to leave?
diabetes, diabetes building.
What's the matter?
And then your parents just let you be okay with it. They were okay
Oh,
with
yeah,
it.
well, they didn't know what to do.
You've taken money from people under fraudulent circumstances across state lines.
You know. There, at Financial Peace University the week before, he in his video he says how pathetic it is that people men, like 1/3 of all men aged 26 to 32 still live with their parents, and he talked about, I can't believe that. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
He's really...
Did Jim do this
Son of a
look
bitch.
like this? Like,
Well, and it was right at the end of the video.
He didn't do that look. Charlie looked at Jim, and Jim was already looking at him.
So was my mom with my dad's face, like just right next to each other.
Glasses, hair.
Well, that was right at the end of the video, and then I had to start the discussion, and I'm like, ignore what he just said there, because the wolves who were there when you were there, their son was there, and he also lives with them, and he's like 26, so.
wow.
Yep.
Why do you live with your parents? And don't say because it's saving money. That's
Super
obviously.
Should we? You want to record this?
You want to record?
Do
this?
you want to
Well,
record this?
I feel like we're talking about something that we could be talking about.
Well, just go with the flow. We'll find something on topic.
Okay.
So why do you live with your parents?
Well, do we want to start it? Okay, is it started?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
been started.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the STD podcast. I'm Charlie,
I'm Gideon.
Fernando here.
and we are some talkative dudes. So,
Okay, enough with the small talk. So why did
the
you...
topic of today is lack of direction. Lack of direction in school, in life, in general.
Let's get straight to the sauce.
Okay,
So
the hot sauce.
Why do you live with your folks?
Okay.
Besides the fact that it's cheap, because obviously it hasn't served you well.
Okay, well, so
As opposed to what? As opposed to living...
Like Sam.
Like Sam.
Sam's
Sam has
cool.
money, but even when he didn't have money, he did get out of there.
Yeah.
So he took out a loan to get out of there. So, but
Obviously he didn't need financial peace.
no. He's still paying off that loan. It wasn't a school loan. It was just I
Bank
need
loan?
to move out loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That guy has balls.
Balls. Yeah. So why don't I move out?
Yeah.
Why did you move out?
School.
School.
And then I could have gone back, but then I said no.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my parents or my mom was like, "Come back."
Yeah,
'cause
but that
you're
was
not here.
because you wanted to be somewhere else.
But you felt you taste freedom, right?
Yeah.
And you loved it.
It was responsibilities. It wasn't freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go backpack and be a bum.
Mm-hmm. But you feel would you feel like you were giving up something if you went back?
I just,
Dignity, maybe.
I guess I just had to do it. Like, I mean, why would I move back in? The whole point is to move out, right?
Whose point? I don't know. So I don't see the point of moving out. So now I have this really expensive bill I got to pay each month that I don't have right now.
What's your bill?
The mortgage or the
Hypothetical
rent or
moving
whatever.
Oh,
You got utilities and all that stuff, and yeah. So money's number one reason, but if I wanted to move out, I guess I could make it work.
Was
but-
that living beyond your means?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole thing? Like, don't live beyond your means. Not that there's like a lifestyle that is outside of your means. You could
Mm-hmm.
rent a room somewhere for super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, where we are currently, the current setting of this.
the
of this
dungeon.
thing, the dungeon.
The dungeon.
I mean, look at Chad. Chad went from making $11.50 to
Yeah.
the old people's oxygen tank
Money.
business.
I'm sure he makes like
He makes
16 and
14.
change. I think he makes more than I made.
When he started, he said it was 14.
He's got to be making more now.
That was a year ago.
Yeah.
$1 maybe.
Anyhow,
15.
point being, full time at $14 an hour will get
Get
you
you
enough
something.
to be able to afford.
And you have 2 jobs, Charlie.
whatever.
I do have 2 jobs, yeah, but I only work 20 hours a week.
That's a 40-hour job.
So I make about
No,
1,100.
Oh,
he only works
for
20
each?
hours a week
Yeah.
total.
Yeah, total. So
He has
I
2
make
jobs at 10
$1,100
hours
a month. That's how much I make in a month. So I don't think I can make that
Ain't
work.
nobody moving out.
Yeah.
Well, no, you
Actually,
could.
I
You could do
make
this.
yeah.
I could manage a room like this, yeah.
You could manage your.
But it's not what I can afford. It's we're talking about the psychology of staying at home, because if I really wanted to, when I was 21, I could have found a job and so lack of direction. So I got my degree 2011. I was about 22, I think.
Degree in what?
3D game art. So
Oh, hence the 2 years of just video
3D
gaming.
3D models. No, I just sat around playing video games. I applied to some jobs, but I didn't want to. So my options were go to USC, because I couldn't get like a. My options were to get like low paying jobs, but to work on my craft, and then potentially get a job by building up a portfolio, or go to USC and to pursue a bachelor's degree, and build up portfolio and then get better stuff. But I didn't do either of those because I'm lazy, or I don't know. I
think you're
I didn't
just
have
scared.
ambition. This is like a build up from last week.
Ambition.
Yeah. But I think lack of direction is I didn't believe I could do either, so I didn't do anything.
And yet here you are.
And here I am. Yep.
Doing.
I mean, I don't know.
What's your gig right now?
So
What's
What
your
do you
gig?
You're a business major.
business major, accounting. So my biggest fear in life is I'll graduate from this and then go back to what I was doing.
And you'll end up you'll be a Matt Billhard.
Yeah.
Cutting
That mill hard.
tomatoes.
Cutting tomatoes.
I mean, I think we all have to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, look at me. I'm still cutting
Mm-hmm.
zucchinis.
But
Literally.
here's what I'm not afraid of anymore is graduating and not having a job. Because now I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to pull out period pads out of trash cans and that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm okay with doing any job now, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but so lack of direction in the past used to mean I did nothing but stayed at home, play video games, got fat, and ate McDonald's 3 times a day.
But lack of direction now means...
I got so many questions in that statement that you said. Staying at home, eating McDonald's 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. How much money would you spend in that? Just
it was my parents' money back then.
Okay. So how much money was that?
So realistically, I probably did eat fast food twice a day, and that had to be just me at least $15.
A day.
A day, yeah.
Okay, but you wouldn't eat out every day, right?
Probably, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
It was. You literally did McDonald's, or what's the documentary?
Super Size Me.
Super Size Me.
Well, it wasn't just McDonald's; it was Wendy's and
Super Size Me Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. so
and that's
on your parents' budget too.
They were,
and it upsets me that they let you continue.
They let me
have it.
Yeah. So this is actually pretty bad. After talking to your
mom this past Sunday, I can't.
You don't believe it?
No, I can't believe that.
You don't believe she'd feed me to death?
I can't believe that
she's a very supportive, loving person.
I don't think that's love.
If I was a drug addict, she would have.
She would have not sent you to rehab.
If Charlie was a beta fish, he'd be dead already. Be overfed.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. At my heaviest, I was 280, and I was like 280 for like 6 or 7 years. Like I was at just the level that I never gained or lost any weight.
And where was Gideon in all this? Because I feel like he was also
You were always working or doing something.
It seems like he was your
What was your lack of direction for the last 10 years?
I hurt myself.
What was my lack of direction?
Well, tell us all your different directions that never got you there. So, right out of high school.
Right out of high school.
First direction,
community college.
Community college to become an aeronautic thing?
I thought I wanted to get into aerospace.
Yeah.
And I was, my first 3 classes that I took in community college were calculus, because I tested into it, and I felt really good about myself. Some English, basic English class, and physics. And I smashed physics. Smashed that like button. And... I did decent in English, but I didn't really care. I really loved physics, and I miserably failed my calculus course, and it was because I didn't have any of the prerequisite knowledge of trig or whatever. So I spent a long time going back and taking those classes and failing those classes and this, that, and the other.
Why did you fail those classes? Besides the fact that you didn't have prior knowledge.
Because it wasn't easy. I failed those classes because it was in high school, everything was, I would get C's and just skate by on what I could just acquire. I never did any homework. I think I don't know if you remember, but the last week of school in my pre-calculus class, was that what we had? My last week of school was turning in overdue homework assignments to make sure that I could graduate.
I didn't know that. No.
I was rushing around oh my gosh, I have 27 assignments that I need to bring together and turn in before I can graduate. And that's just the type of person who I became through high school and middle school. It's just I don't know.
So you felt like you had direction, you just didn't have the tools to acquire?
I had...
Please hold for a very important message.
I had interest, but I wasn't interested enough to commit to time outside of class. And that's always been the case. So, I've always thought to myself, okay, if I can just commit to something outside of the required parameters, outside of, I have to go to class, so I obviously have to commit to that. But if I can do something on my own, and if I'm doing math on my own in my free time, then I'm probably going to succeed.
But that's the thing.
But that's not who I am.
I can't even do art in my free time, and my portfolio never got built.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the thing. So all these things that I thought that I really enjoyed and loved, I do enjoy and love. Like, I enjoyed animating, I enjoyed physics, I enjoyed architecture, I enjoyed statistics, all these like crazy classes that I've taken over the years. I've enjoyed a lot of them, but I don't go home and do them.
I'm the same way.
Casually.
But I've always done well in school, so I always get A's in everything I do.
Tell me how that's a good deal for you.
But I don't know, lack of direction. I don't know what to pursue. I took a geography class, and the teacher said, "Oh, you're pursuing this, right? Like, you really should." And then I took an anthropology class, and
said the
teacher said the same thing. And
giving me too many majors, people.
Yeah, and now I'm in accounting, and I was the top of my accounting class in community college, and just all these different possibilities, but I didn't know which one to follow, and my first 3 years in community college, I just said, "Oh, I like video games, so I'll pursue that." So, but then, if I didn't do it outside of school, was it really worth? Was it really
something you wanted?
The direction I wanted, yeah. So, and accounting. I mean, who does? Not even accountants do accounting outside of school or work or whatever. So
they don't go home and crunch numbers.
So I figure, that's probably a good pursuit right now.
You've never had those experiences, Fernando? You've never...
First of all, you shouldn't bring your work home.
Yeah. Well, if you're an artist, you have to. You have to work on it at home. Yeah.
What have you worked at home?
Nothing.
Then?
Yeah, so...
What's your point?
So, lack of direction. I shouldn't be an artist because I'm not doing art at home. And artists need to do that. Artists need to be filling in sketchbooks all the time.
Business because you didn't want to bring that home?
Because I did really well in one class, and then, so lack of direction. I got out of school in 2011. I didn't do anything for 2 years. My parents said, "Okay, you have to go back to school," and they said, "Go take business because business is the safest thing in the world. Everybody, if you get a business degree, you could do whatever you want in life because you could do anything with business." So I went back to community college, started taking more art classes. I took 3 animation classes, and I loved that. Those were some of my favorite classes. But I had to take those because in community college, it's hard to get classes. So they were open. So once I took them, then all the business courses became available to me. Because I got higher priority in signing up. And so I was in community college for 2 years, taking the business classes, and now I'm at UCR, taking up business classes. And my first year, I just finished. I wasn't, I didn't really love anything. And last quarter, I took accounting classes again, and I said, okay, I do like this, like I did in community college. So that's my focus right now. Is it the right focus? I don't know, but I'm going to pursue it until I hit another dead end, right? Is that a depressing thing to say?
The dead end comes after the degree. From what
Yeah.
I understand. Tell us about the dead end after the degree.
So tell us about you had direction, and you followed it all the way to a master's degree.
Mm-hmm. And
what do you feel like that was the wrong direction?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lack of direction. But you still follow.
So that's what scares me.
Yeah.
That's
the problem is that everything is a scam and everyone just wants their money and they just want to just crank the meat grinder and just see something out of it. And as I worked in schools, I kind of saw that everything was just a business and it's not really about helping people. And I think that's what that was the disillusion of the dream of like, oh, be a teacher. Even like in community college is like I told you guys, everything's just a business now. It's just get them in here, get them out quicker. Get them in quick, get them out quicker. Fake doors.
Real fake doors.
Community college, they were not trying to get me out of there. I mean,
that's different. That was a different time.
Yeah, for 9 years, I was in community college. 6 of 9 years.
9 years.
Six of 9 years. I was in community college for 6 years, but
you
for
could
9
have been
years.
a doctor by now.
Yeah. Well, Gideon,
look at me.
Gideon, what's your numbers?
Bask in my
drop your numbers.
10 years of
all
community
10
college.
years?
All 10 years.
How many of those 10 years were you not in it? Like
none of them.
Okay.
If you count how many summers I've been I've been in for 2 summers. I think I took a
Robert has 6
semester
degrees.
off.
Does he really have 6 degrees?
6 AA, 6 AS.
When I finished my I didn't apply to graduate with my associates just because I was worried. I don't know how financial aid works in this state, but once I apply, I'll have I think 6, just between a bunch of physical science, math, chemistry.
Yeah, you'll just have a bunch of little papers.
A bunch, that who knows what they'll do? Who knows what an associate's degree does for you?
Mm-hmm. But lack of direction. So, do we blame the counselors? Do we blame ourselves? I mean, how do counselors, do they not look at our records and say, why has this person been in community college for 10 years? Maybe I should reach out to this person.
I think they did, don't
they? They probably do.
They never reached out to me. I had to go.
I don't know about proactively.
So, out of the 6 years, I probably saw a counselor maybe 3 times.
That's pretty good.
Just asking what classes I should take. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you should have maybe you shouldn't ask counselors because they also they're just there to keep you down. I don't know. At least that's what I think. That's my mentality. They're running a business, right? They're part of the business. For example, the guy from UCI, I just contacted him today and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna go with the program anymore. Just basing it on my finances.
Please take me off your email list.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, why don't we just give you a call? I'll set a date for January. That's when the program kicks up again. Save some money. And it's just I'm not going to do it.
And you're talking about potentially going back to school?
Just to get a certification in web development. Or being a web developer.
So just a certification, not even a degree.
Not even
and how much would that cost you?
$11,000.
That sounds awful.
It's a car.
Well, yeah.
A car.
But what could they teach you that you couldn't teach yourself?
Front and back end of web sites. Developing.
You can't teach yourself that?
I'm pretty sure you can, but I think the way they sold it was, look, it's a 6-month program if you're part-time. You go to classes Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturday. It's boot camp, so everything's fast-paced, but you're always going to have, quote-unquote, help. You're always going to, there's potential employers all the time coming in, and at the end of the program, you'll have a portfolio with everything that you've done, networking that you've done, and it should just make it easy for you to have a foot in the door for any company.
Right. So that's what you pay for. Anything.
That's what you pay for.
I deserve to be treated better than this.
That's the same
But
thing with
whether or
animation
not,
schools.
and that goes for, I think it's our responsibility. It was our responsibility to network, but no one teaches you that. You never.
Yeah, I don't know how to network. Yeah.
I'm just learning it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I today I went to that old people's home that I was telling your mom about, and it's I had to go find out whether or not it was assisted living. So it's not. It's both, right? So so then I went with the, what is it? What's the topic of today?
Lack of direction. Yeah.
I went with the direction to seek something. That way, they put the face to the resume, and so I went and I asked for a tour of the place, get some information. Tell me what goes on a day-to-day basis. And they were just like, oh yeah, and then I said, okay, cool. I just wanted to know before I applied. I don't want to waste your time. If I get an interview, and in the end, I'm just like, I don't know much about the company, but I've done my web research, so on and so forth. And then at the end of I spent there like 45 minutes, and the guy just wrote down my name with my number, and he's like, yeah, put in your application, which I just did. So who knows? Maybe that's how we're supposed to do it, rather than blindly just sending like, hey, this is hiring, throwing in my resume with 1,000 other people that are applying for that one position. Why not just go right to the place and say, hey, I'm interested in working here, but before I even like take the initiative to apply, I want to know more about the company. Can I come in for a day and then just kind of browse?
What you just said is articulate, it is intelligent, and it is logical.
Isn't that what networking is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we took a break because we realized this podcast had no direction, and it wasn't funny, and we were just rambling on, and we didn't...
We did stay on topic because of lack of direction, and obviously
and
this was lacking direction.
Topic.
Yeah, okay. Well, we don't know where we're going. We're blind people running in the dark, hoping we run through a window and not into a brick wall. Is that a good analogy?
I would rather run
through a brick wall.
So, just as long as just as long as we're running and not sitting down and eating McDonald's.
Could I be running on a treadmill?
Oh, that's a possibility too. So
that's even like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but like I wasn't even running at one point. I was lying there.
It doesn't
like,
have to be about you,
resolved.
Charlie.
Well, I'm saying maybe lack of direction isn't a bad thing. Maybe just as long as you keep moving, you'll hit walls, you'll hit windows, but if you don't move, you'll never get anywhere, for sure.
You'll end up in a concentration camp.
Yes.
Well, me and Gideon are white, so I think we're pretty good on that. So, but you better watch your back, I think. So. Actually, history is going the other way now, right?
That's
like,
true.
We're in trouble.
We're gonna be in the concentration camp.
It's karma's coming for us.
Actually, so movement without direction. I think my problem was I wasn't actually moving. I was afraid of my lack of direction, and so I let that just sit still.
But you think you were moving?
I think I'm moving now.
I think I'm moving now.
I think I'm moving now.
I may run into a wall, but I'm moving.
I wasn't moving. Well, actually, I don't know how I would divide my life up into bits and pieces, but there was a point at which, for a number of years, I wasn't moving because I was afraid that I would move too far in the wrong direction, and then I'd have to come back and do things all over again.
And now we've been at the starting line for so long that it's like...
I've set up shop there.
Yeah.
I hand out water. And I make fun of some of the runners. Most of the runners.
Well, lack of direction. We've accomplished nothing in this podcast. So that's a good topic. Yeah.
Well, that does it, folks. Today's episode was brought to you by the Frog House. Go get your surfing needs, wax.
Thanks, TK.
Wetsuits, boots. I don't know what else they sell, but go get your
Passive-aggressive
stuff.
comments.
Go get your stuff. And signing out.
Concentration camps for white people. Because we deserve it.
Okay.